This week in Jamaica Now, Cayman Premier arrives in Jamaica amid corruption allegations, rural school bus system stalls, and the lobby continues for Jamaica to decriminalize marijuana. Hello, I'm Charlene Stewart. Thanks for joining us. He's the Premier of the Cayman Islands, and he's been described as a friend of Jamaica who took risks to ensure locals are integrated into his country. But the fate of William McKeever Bush is now uncertain as investigators intensify their corruption probe against him. Bush arrived in Jamaica on Thursday for the graduation of the University College of the Caribbean, a day after he was released from custody by Cayman authorities. Bush was arrested on Tuesday, December 11, by the Financial Crime Unit of the Royal Cayman Islands Police. He was released on overnight bail on Tuesday night and ordered to return on Wednesday, where he faced further questioning before being allowed home. The Cayman authorities say Bush is being investigated in connection with a number of ongoing investigations, including the suspected theft related to misuse of a government credit card and breach of trust, abuse of office, and conflict of interest for alleged importation of unspecified explosive substances without valid permits.
I just say that I have done nothing wrong. I've been in government a long time. I think this is a political witch hunt and a very vindictive one by a very petty and jealous governor who's just vindictive tirade that they're on is to damage me politically and damage the Cayman Islands. That's what they are trying to do.
The Transport Minister, Dr. Omar Davies, says there's no guarantee that a rural school bus system will become a reality. Earlier this year, the Prime Minister had asked Dr. Davies and the Education Minister to consider the possibility of a national school bus system to ease rural students of the huge travel expenses they incur. The Transport Ministry has since placed an advertisement asking for the submission of proposals for the system. But Dr. Davies says this does not mean it will come in stream. But readers reacting to this story online disagreed with his position. One reader asked, how many buses could be bought if government ministers traded in their SUVs? The question in reference to the recent revelation that the government has spent $60 million to buy 16 high-end vehicles. Another reader has urged the Prime Minister to defend her decision to implement the rural bus system, asking, are the children not as deserving of school buses as the ministers of their SUVs? Legislators are expressing optimism that Jamaica might be able to decriminalize the use of marijuana without facing the wrath of big donor countries like the United States. Washington and Colorado have gone this route, allowing the possession of an ounce or less of marijuana by adults over 21 years old. The Minister of Justice, Mark Golden, says now that states in the U.S. have done it, perhaps Jamaica could now change its statutes. Government MP Dr. Maurice Guy and opposition member Delroy Chuck and Mike Henry are all supporting the plan. $12.5 million in new debt every hour. That's a figure garnered from digjamaica.com, which revealed that as of September, Jamaica has racked up $81.9 billion in new debt. As of the past fiscal year, Jamaica's debt exceeded $1.6 trillion. Financial analysts say that uncertainty with the IMF deal might be a possible reason for the increase in Jamaica's debt stock. The Auditor General, Pamela Monroe Ellis, says she's standing by her report, which found a number of troubling discrepancies at the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ. The report has been described as gravely misleading by the ECJ's chairman, Professor Errol Miller. He says aspects of the report were severely flawed, suggesting that this was due to abject inflexibility on the part of the Auditor General's team. But Mrs. Monroe Ellis maintains that her auditors carried out a very careful and accurate information systems review of the ECJ. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big stories making the news. We're always happy to hear from you, so please continue to share your thoughts with us at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Do tune into Power 106 FM for regular updates and follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner. I'm Charlene Stewart, inviting you to join us again for another edition of Jamaica Now. And as we go, let's leave you with the sights and sounds from this year's Christmas treat hosted by our sister company, The Star, in collaboration with Ray and Nephew. Enjoy.
He learned the hard way, to listen what his mama say. He learned the hard way, it's after the price he pays. Hard way. Alright, so I'm gonna sing a nice song for you. You are the candle and love's the flame, the fire that burns through wind and rain. Come give me a